Okay, so you finally bit the bullet and purchased your first retro handheld. Or maybe you're a seasoned collector who's been enjoying this hobby for years. Chances are most of you have played the many classics that we've come to know and love. Mario, Sonic, Mega Man, Link, Samus. All of these names instantly paint a very clear picture in your head. We experienced a moment to fill their shoes and enjoy the many adventures they embarked on. However, with modern day technology, it unlocks the gates where now so many other voices and artists have the capability to craft worlds of their own, and today we're gonna dive deep into the world of homebrew and indie games where developers are crafting brand new experiences on classic hardware. For instance, The Mayor of Sanctuary by Nara Makes Games is a perfect example of a game that pushes the limitations of the Game Boy Color and provides its audience with a memorable story and amazing art design. I was instantly captivated by this game and became obsessive in the hunt for these new experiences. It wasn't until long that I stumbled upon games like Mud Warriors, Soul Void, The Machine, Phobos Deer, and many others that transported me down this rabbit hole of homebrew games. I was enamored by the unique art styles, the eccentric storylines, and esoteric characters. These artists who have the freedom to conjure up whatever that spawned from their well of creativity and deliver their projects to us in an unadulterated form is just so amazing. And with the many emulators that are on the market now, we all can experience them for ourselves. However, one game in particular that stood out to me that felt so foreign yet paradoxically familiar is this game called Glory Hunters. Glory Hunters is a fully fledged action RPG with a unique twist. You progress by completing achievements. It's an open world experience that changes how you approach classic handheld RPGs. With its blend of exploration, challenge, and player-driven progression, I found the game to be quite addicting. And as I continued forward, I started to wonder what goes into creating a game like this. So I reached out to its creator.
I always wanted to be a game designer or an indie dev. So I had a little bit of experience making games or within the industry. 3 years ago, I discovered a game engine called Ghibli Studio. I don't have any experience or any knowledge behind coding, but that tool meant that I create a game by my own. And there was also people interested in this kind of new retro games coming back to those kind of consoles.
Awesome. Well, seeing how it is that I am super interested in these type of retro experiences, please tell us a little bit about what Glory Hunters is all about.
Imagine Zelda with achievements. Glory Hunters is a new action adventure RPG designed specifically for the Game Boy, and it introduces distinctive and original gameplay, which is progression is driven by earning achievements. You have to earn achievements to open up the world and save it eventually.
Yeah, congratulations, first of all. This is an amazing game, and I have to ask you because I tried learning GB Studio and it's extremely difficult. Tell me a little bit about how you learned GB Studio and what that whole experience was like.
Originally, I saw it like a game itself, like a puzzle. Like, how do I arrange this stuff so that this character can move and all that? I saw it like a game. Whenever I had an idea and wanted to make it happen on the engine, and I didn't know how, I went to the Discord server. I saw a lot of YouTube videos. I like a lot of YouTube videos. There's this guy called Robert Doman, which he taught me how to basically create a Zelda game within GB Studio. And yeah, just trial and error.
Yeah, that's amazing that you picked up GB Studio so quickly. Was GB Studio the only program, or did you use any other ones?
In my case, it was Sprite for the pixel art. And I also used one called Tile for the backgrounds, like to create all the maps, all the dungeons, all that. Once I made it like the textures and the sprite sheet over Sprite, I went back to Tiled, and there I created the maps, I exported them and injected them to GB Studio.
Man, that is incredible. And you know, I can't imagine how long this took because I look at the map and it's huge. How long did this process take?
When I first downloaded the program, like the engine to create games, to when Glory Hunters launched, it was around 3 years.
3 years. So out of those 3 years, what would you say was the hardest part, or what was the hardest point?
There was a point within the development. It was like a year once I started creating the game. I don't know how to call it. I blocked myself. Like I had like a burnout, you know? I was working in this every day for about, I don't know, 6 hours. Yeah, it was just a burnout, and it was really, really hard getting out of that place.
Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate with burnout and how it feels. And for you, how did you get out of that? Because clearly you finished an amazing game. What did you do to get out of that stage?
Well, I created all this stuff. I hardly ever play any games. So I went back and played the games that inspired to create these Glory Hunters. And there I found like all the stuff like that wasn't clicking within my game. For example, I went back and through some days just playing Soul River because I was having a little bit of trouble with the narrative. I also played some Pokemon. I went back and played Tears of the Kingdom, launched around those days. And that gave me like the rest I needed. Again, the motivation, because when you play the games that you love and you want to keep creating something, well, it feels like that's the ultimate goal. The things that keep you forward in a way. Well, for me, it was gaming. Go back, play games, relax, and gather some energy to keep working on it.
Yeah, I can totally relate. So you just went back and just started doing what you originally loved and what originally got you inspired. And I saw that you had a Kickstarter. I'm really curious, what was your experience like doing a Kickstarter?
Yeah, it has been great. Like all the people telling you, like cheering you up and just having nice words to say about it. It's really interesting because sometimes there's only one that it's not rude or anything, but say something that may get you down in some ways. And it really hurts. It's like a blow, but you need to stop and think, okay, it is 1 from 1,000. I was thinking about that. But overall, like 99.99%, it was awesome. It's still awesome. But it also generated some troubles. You know, when I read a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, and one of the rewards always is including the names in the credits. Didn't expect to have over 1,000 backers for this one. The memory within a cartridge, it goes up until 4 megabytes. And including over 1,000 names in it, I had to choose between even having another dungeon or adding the list, no? That's one of the troubles but interesting things that you need to work around in order to surpass the limits of the engine or the hardware itself. And overall, it was very interesting. It was challenging. I don't know, fulfilling experience. It was great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine what a fulfilling feeling that must be, completing your first game. So what was the best part of creating Glory Hunters?
The most enjoyable, it's when you have the opportunity to see the faces of the people playing it, or the comments around it, you know, like I discovered this, or just watching them have fun or have a smile about the silly joke that you included in it. That part is why we take so long to create these games and why we love it. Just to people, to make people happy and to make people have some fun out of it, because that's what a game designer job is, right?
Well, you definitely succeeded in making it a ton of fun. I'm having a ton of fun playing it, but for those who haven't had the chance to play this game, tell us a little bit about what makes Glory Hunters so unique.
Well, I think that Glory Hunters is a unique experience itself because the main mechanic, it doesn't exist. Like many games use this gamification tool or whatever you want to call it to engage with players, but not a single game use it as a core mechanic. Having your progress through the obtention of achievements. All these paths that many players are choosing opens the world within Glory Hunters. So I would say that another thing is freedom, the freedom that the game offers, and that it's also very, very challenging. I wanted to mix these ideas of how hard it is to obtain glory in real life. Like you have to be, it takes determination, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes work. And I wanted to translate also that ideas. So whenever you open that new area or you conquer that new dungeon or whatever it is that you make in the game, it feels like it is really satisfactory feeling.
Yeah, I know that feeling because I haven't been able to put down this game ever since I started. This game is absolutely addicting. I want to thank you so much for jumping on here and giving me a chance to interview you.
No, thank you, and it's always a pleasure to be here and keep up the great work. I love your videos. I'm a fan.
Thank you so much. And not only is Caesar being generous with his time, but he also gave me 10 codes for the deluxe edition over at itch.io. So if you're interested in playing this amazing game, the first 10 people to comment Glory Hunters in the comments below, you'll get hooked up with the deluxe edition to download. And also help me reach my goal. I want to hit 5,000 subscribers. So if you can hit that subscribe button, definitely hit that notification button, and if you're interested in seeing what I think is the best system to experience Glory Hunters, you're definitely going to want to check out this next video coming up right now.